Okay.
Record.
I was already recording.
Oh, no. I counted down.
I don't like it when you count. Can you count in Spanish for me?
3, 2, 1.
No, uno, dos, tres.
Oh, that's not counting down.
Can you count down but start at 90 and do it in Spanish?
90. 89.
So last night I went bowling. I didn't know you could do that. I guess I should have known
Why
that.
would you challenge me to this?
I don't know.
Wow, you gonna
I've made a
learn
mistake.
today.
Last night, Kevin,
Last night.
I went bowling
said... All right, keep going.
Buenos noches. Last night I went bowling. I speak Spanish too.
Great.
I went bowling with two of our friends that we play D&D with.
Okay.
And
In
so
character?
This is nope. That would have
Did
been
you
so
roll
much fun.
for how well you were allowed to bowl on each, like, what are they called?
Frame.
Sets? Frames? Did you
Just roll a
before
D10 every
bowling?
time?
Like, yeah. Like,
That's
did you...
actually a great idea. Roll a D10 and be like, you can't get more than these pins.
Yeah, you're not allowed to get. Well, no, not
that's
even
genius.
a D10. Just roll like a skill check. You know, like.
Well, there's 10 pins.
Fine, fucking make it literal. All right.
Yeah.
So last
D&D
night
is a literal game. Anyways, okay, so this is something I don't share with people unless I go bowling. I don't even think, Kevin, you know this fact about me.
You have tiny feet.
Well, now everybody knows that. That wasn't it. No, okay. So in high school, long time ago, my main sport was soccer because, like it was for everybody where I was growing up.
Okay.
And so I, like, sophomore, junior, and senior year, I just, like, tried different sports. Like, I would just join the teams and be like, yeah, we'll see how this goes. And I just didn't come back the following year.
Okay.
So my junior year, my high school made a bowling team.
Okay. Great. They
And
made
then
one.
Yeah.
They're
and
like,
then we
we've
got
never done it before. This
No,
is the
never.
inaugural bowling team.
We got trained by the professional corporation that was just outside of my town called Kegel. It's a professional bowling training team. Like, there's a huge facility. People from all over the country would go there to train.
Love that.
So my sister, who's a year older than me, we're both not good high school students.
'Kay.
Especially our junior and senior years. We were pretty trouble kids. Like, we didn't do lots. So, like, on the
Okay.
bowling team, bunch of serious kids that were like, we love bowling. And we were just there. My ball was a Looney Tunes Tasmanian Devil. I was showing up to meets with a Tasmanian Devil bowling ball while everybody else had, like,
Love it.
professional
I
looking
love
ones.
this.
My sister had Tweety Bird. So whenever I go bowling with people, I think it's really fun to be like, yeah, I was on bowling team. Because immediately like, oh, okay, so like you're going to
Here
be
we
really
go.
good at bowling. Here's the thing.
What?
I've bowled 2 perfect games in my life.
2. That's
But
2 more than a lot of people.
That's true.
All right.
Actually, my mother-in-law bowled 3 perfect games in a row one time.
Wow. That's insane.
So after I was off bowling team,
'Kay.
all of what I learned
Yeah.
just like left my brain. I'm not a good bowler anymore. At all.
But
Like,
you were once.
Period. I was once
Okay.
at one point in time in my life. So last night we go bowling.
Yep.
And I thought it'd be funny to try to hustle. So I was like, yeah,
Okay.
guys, I was on bowling team. Now I'm left-handed, Kevin.
Okay.
So the first game,
You
I
bowled
bowled
your
it with my right hand.
Okay.
And I suck with my right hand for pretty much everything.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I bowled I bowled like a 60. Like it was bad, right? Like that's
Pretty bad.
And so everybody was like, my friends and obviously my partner, they were like, oh, I thought you were on bowling team. And I was like, yeah, guys, I'm sorry. And then I looked at him at the start of the next game. I turned back and I was like, guys, I got to tell you a secret. I'm actually left-handed. And I immediately bowled a gutter ball.
Wow.
Immediately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's karma. That's instant karma.
I bowled
First off,
1 strike in 3 games.
First off, you wanted to hustle your friends, man.
Yeah.
These are your friends?
For no reason.
You're like, I'm gonna hustle my
friends.
friends for no reason. I mean, what are friends for? If not to hustle
If not
for
to
no
hustle
reason.
and bowling.
Yeah, exactly. The universe was like, "Hey, Odie, fuck you." That's
Yeah, basically.
that's what the universe was like. Oh yeah, you think you're gonna do better now? You've just been counterbalancing your body. You've been calibrating the wrong way for an entire game, and then you're like,
Yeah.
you're like, what was gonna happen in your mind? What did you picture happening when after you said I'm left-handed? How did
Here's
you
what I
picture that going?
I honestly, I truly thought I was going to bowl a strike. I was like, I got this. I know what I'm doing. This is easy. 10 pins. Here we go.
And then, like,
Gutter.
something between the visualization, your consciousness, and your body was just like, no.
Well, you know how like people put
We're
the
not
spins
doing
on the bowling ball, like intense spins?
You were doing
So-
that?
I did that, but I put so much spin and I threw it right down the middle that it immediately just spun into the gutter.
Tragedy, thy name is hubris. Here we are. We're learning the lesson time and time again. It is.
Yeah.
This is the hamartia that we bring to this life. Yea, be it only but a Midwestern friend of ours. Right? That's the Midwest. Are you in the Midwest? Is that the Midwest? I feel like bowling is the most Midwest thing that you can do. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what landlocked America gets in. They're like, oh, well,
That's all they got.
What are we going to do? I don't know. It's going to be the Dust Bowl again at least once a second. Did you say bowl? Like, I feel like that's middle America, ladies and gentlemen. Like, what are we going to do now that we're starving? I don't know. We got all this flat open space. We might as well make a couple lanes and see what we can do. Let's hustle a couple friends. Those guys look unsuspecting. Like, that's
a peak joke, by the way. Dust Bowl. Did you say bowl? You're not gonna get better than that. Just roll the music.
All right.
That's it. That's it.
Middle America kicking off the podcast this week. Here we go. All right, you ready to clap?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of the UnPop podcast. My name is Kevin Minor, he, him, your Capitan, Todo El Siempre, navigating the ship down a lane, hopefully going to get a strike worth of content. With me, as always, is...
Don't you know I'm from the Midwest? Is this a Midwest accent? I'm Odie Matthews from the Midwest. It's not.
I don't
I'm
know
Odie
what
Matthews.
you're doing.
I'm from the Midwest.
Are you having a stroke?
Yes.
Wow,
Odie
dude.
Matthews, the chef, cooking up that delicious Midwest content, that skyline chili from Chicago, that corn from Indiana, and whatever other states in the
Go
Midwest.
ahead. Say what other
Maggie.
things they have.
don't
America's
know.
rich with resources. Say 'em.
Corn and chili. Those are the two things I know.
We got corn. We got chili. We
chili
got,
corn.
ladies and gentlemen, this week, since Odie cannot cook, we are our podcast is brought to you by Reese's Oreos.
What?
Reese's Oreos. That's right.
That's incredible. Where'd
This
you get
company,
those?
these companies have come together to say, "Fuck your God."
Fuck your God.
Nothing is sacred. Hold on. Let me try a bite.
Well, stop eating on the podcast. Guys, we go through this every week with Kevin, and I apologize that he eats on an audio format with mics that can definitely pick up the chewing, because I listen to this back sometimes, and I can hear it, so I know you can hear it.
Hold on.
No.
That's actually fucking delicious.
I was say, have you tried those yet?
I just did.
How good? Like a scale of 1 to 10.
Fucking 10, man.
Better than Selena Gomez?
It's better than regular Reese's, and I love those.
Better than apple pie Oreos?
Yes. Better than Selena Gomez eating apple pie Oreos.
Better than the blueberry pie Oreos that turn your poop blue
Better
if you eat
than
too many
everything
of them?
else
Don't ask
I've
me how I know
ever
that.
tried. Better than dill pickle Doritos. Better than
Oh, well, I would
all
hope.
of them.
That's two different flavor palettes.
Look, here's
one sweet and savory. Wait, one
these are
sweet and
delicious,
savory?
which
No.
makes me almost
Yeah.
forgive whoever the fuck makes these. Here's the thing.
General Mills?
Maybe I don't know. Whoever I don't know who made. I don't care.
It doesn't
probably
matter.
Reese's. Whatever. But like, here's the thing about this that bothers me. I'm gonna do a little bit here.
Okay.
I gotta get in character for this.
I'm going to Google who makes them.
Back in the 90s,
Oh, it's
when
the
a
Hershey
when companies came together to make a brand new fangled candy where they had just mashed two ideas, they didn't just call it the name of the two recognizable candies. They came up with an original name. They were called like Smart Smackers or Nut Busters or
What?
lickety splits.
Lick lippity splits.
And you're gonna come here into my house and say it's Reese's Oreo. That's it. You're not gonna give it a fun name. You might as well be spitting in my face.
What would you name it? Chocolate peanut butter explosion.
Cookie cups.
That's, guys, we've done
Reese's
it.
Oreo cookie
that's
cups,
it. Holy
baby.
Fuck. Hold on. This is
It
for
was
you.
right there the whole time, Reese's. It was right there. Why didn't you do it?
Everybody, please pause the podcast and applaud.
Why am I running your A&R department now? Huh? Why am I
it's
doing
Hershey.
that? Why didn't you just chat GPT a good name for that? Fucking bow to your AI overlord. I'm gonna take another bite. Odie, start us off with some news.
Yeah, baby. It's the UnPop news coming at you fresh and hot from the command deck of the SS Marlon Brando. Let's see what this week had in store.
Yeah, let's get into some news. We got an incredible trailer this week. The follow-up to 28 Years Later. We're getting the 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Why are these so good? All right, keep going.
I was until you continued to eat on the podcast.
So good.
Yeah, I could tell. So yeah, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, still written by Alex Garland and Danny Boyle with them producing, but because Danny Boyle directed 28 Years Later and they filmed these pretty much back to back, it's actually Nia DaCosta who's directing it, who people would know from the Marvels movie as well as the new Candyman movie. She's also a writer. This looks good.
Yeah. Oh, phenomenal. I just rewatched it before we started recording. Ralph Fiennes.
Amazing.
Home run. Everybody in the setting looks good. It looks like it's going to carry a very different tempo, pacing, and theme from the last one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we're in proper, like, adventure thriller territory now. We don't have the slow burn leading up, which is really great. I think they're doing a really good job with this, what should be trilogy, right? It's going to be a trilogy?
I think it's going to be. So here's what we know so far about this one. We know that Ralph Fiennes is back. We don't know if Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is going to come back. He should,
because he knows his
at
son's
some
out
point,
there. Yeah.
If not, at least he should come back in the third.
Maybe he comes back in the third, and his son is nigh unrecognizable
because he's a Jimmy. We know that. We know that a big part of this is going to be the Jimmy Crystal gang, which a lot of people, when the movie came out, they were confused. But if you look at the timeline of the 28 Years Later universe, they wouldn't know that Jimmy Crystal was a sex criminal. So it makes sense that they still think he's amazing.
The trailer, it's very apparent that these are his inbred children.
Yeah, it's not good. Well, I mean, it's good, but it's not good.
It's
we also
entertaining.
Exactly. We know that Cillian Murphy's character is
Cillian
supposed to be
Murphy.
in this one. You know, I said Killian earlier, and I was
You
like,
did.
is that right? I do this every time. Every fucking time.
It's Killian.
It's Killian. It's killing me. Cillian Murphy, we know that he's supposed to have a bigger part in number 3 and supposed to show up in number 2. We also know, last little bit, that in the village where Aaron Taylor Johnson and his kid Spike are from, there was a character whose role was significantly cut, and it's the girl that Aaron Taylor Johnson's having an affair with.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a possibility that she might come back as well. So all of those things to say, this looks good. It looks like they're invading the Bone Temple. We get the Samson with the big swinging prosthetic dong comes back.
Big zombie dong's back, baby.
Big zombie dongs are back, baby.
He's here to stay.
Actually, they never went anywhere.
You know what?
When you think about it.
28 years later, you're welcome. They said you're welcome, audiences.
That's the third
this
movie.
Is here
it's
to
just,
stay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, 28 years later, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
It's actually it's a standalone film about that zombie.
I would watch that.
I would too.
I would watch that.
I
would watch that.
All right.
This looks good.
Do you think there's going to be a different director for the third?
I heard, and there's no confirmation yet because they don't even have a green light for the third movie to start filming yet.
Yep.
But I heard it's going to be Danny Boyle again.
Okay, cool. I think it would be cool if they did a different director. There was
Alex Garland.
There was a very avant-garde zombie film from the early 2000s that was just
Zack Snyder's Day of the Dead.
That was just one movie that had 3 different directors, and each part of it had a different feel, but it was all the same story, and that's what that made me think of. So I would be excited to see a different person finish it off, you know?
I would like to see Alex Garland direct the third.
That'd be
I
great.
mean, he's the writer, but I think he's a phenomenal director. I think that trilogy of directors, I mean, Nia DaCosta is a little bit newer to me,
Yep.
but this trailer gives me a lot of faith in her directing.
Yep.
And she just seems, I've seen some interviews with her around Candyman. She just seems like a fucking awesome person.
Yeah.
So I would like to see Alex Garland finish out the trilogy because
That'd be cool.
yeah, what is he? He hasn't really directed much lately, I don't think.
Do you think the Bone Temple is the place that Ralph finds us, or do you think that's what Jimmy Crystal calls his house?
Well, that's a good.
Welcome to the Bone
Question.
Temple, mate.
Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. Alex Garland literally just directed Civil War Warfare, and he's doing Elden Ring. I'm dumb. I was
Oh
like, he has
yeah,
a director
that
right
was
there
our news
recently.
last week.
Yeah, and I'm literally going to be talking about Warfare with a friend of ours probably in this upcoming week.
Cool. All right,
Yeah, so
what's
28
next?
years later, I'm stoked.
Yep, me too.
Next, this is some news that I'm not crazy about, but I'm curious
Okay.
what you think.
Okay.
Sophie Turner, who we all know,
Sansa
most people
Stark.
would know from Game of Thrones, which I've never seen.
Oh,
She's also Jean Grey in the new bad X-Men movies.
yep.
She is now cast as Lara Croft in the Tomb Raider series that's from Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and also from the director Jonathan Van Tolkien.
Say that name one more time.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
There you go. You nailed it.
So the director did a show that I know you're a huge fan of, Shogun.
Oh, love Shogun.
He also did a show that I really like on Apple TV called Dope Thief with Brian Tyree Henry.
Oh,
who
nice.
is just fucking phenomenal. It's
Okay.
a really good one on Apple TV. Listen, here's the thing. I don't have anything against Lara Croft. I think that the Alicia Vikander one with Walton Goggins is criminally underrated. I think that one's really good.
Yep.
However, I'm going to say this, and I might regret it.
Hit it.
I don't think what I've seen Sophie Turner in,
Hit it.
she's not a very good actress. She's not very good in the X-Men movies. I haven't seen her in Game of Thrones, so that's why I'm like, in what I've seen, I'm sure she's great in that. But in anything I've seen her in recently, I don't know. I don't know if I like this casting.
So, Sophie Turner played Sansa Stark, who starts out in Game of Thrones as a petulant child and becomes a petulant ruler by the end. But
Okay.
not petulant. So she she goes through a lot of character development. I would say unless she can really find and dial into some slightly different facial acting, some slightly different just the way, because there's so much more to acting than just the way you read lines and deliver things.
Absolutely.
Right? There's your body language and your face, right? And there's so much that you're communicating in each scene with the movement and the way that you're holding yourself and the way that you even down to the way the percussive nature of your breath in between different words and sentences. I would want to see her embrace a very tough version of herself. Here's the thing about this. I think we're never going to hear the end of Lara Croft isn't a ginger. And if they don't dye her hair for this, it's going to be, people are going to lose their minds for no reason. If they do
that
dye
doesn't
her
even-
hair, I think she might end up looking, I feel like most people, when they think of a movie now and a Tomb Raider movie, they think of Angelina Jolie, which is a very specific look.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
I think forever, the older Lara Croft Tomb Raider fans are going to be like, that's not our Tomb Raider, But let's give her a chance. If they tell a good story and her acting is good and she's believable, great.
Well, yeah,
You've
no,
succeeded,
I mean, I'm skeptical about the casting because in what I've seen her in, I just don't think she's good.
She's bad in the
last
X-Men movies.
The Dark Phoenix movie, I was like,
She's
are you
bad.
even trying?
But those movies are bad. That's not a lot for actors to work
Well-
with, which is why I'm saying if they're telling a good story and her acting comes through as grounded, believable, and gritty, good. We've done it.
Yeah, I guess it'll really depend on what they how they frame the story. I like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I think she's super talented.
Yep.
I think she's great.
Yep.
So that gives me hope. The director is good, but I don't know why, but there's just something about this casting that doesn't feel like oh, like like when you hear casting news, sometimes you're like, oh, that's fucking great. This one made me go, oh,
Yep.
really?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see.
But if she was a different lady adventurer, like say maybe the female protagonist in the Mummy series, like if that was being, like I would believe that. I'm like, oh, she could do that, quippy and fast, and like I believe that immediately.
She could be a villain.
I
think
see her
villain.
I can see her being a good female protagonist or antagonist in a lot of things.
Yeah.
We'll see if she pulls off Lara Croft. We'll see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not a big lore. Like I've only seen the new Tomb Raider movie that came out in like 2017, so it's not that new anymore. I've never played the games. I never saw the Angelina Jolie ones. Although, you know what? Maybe I should do this on Magnum Opus when this
There
comes
you
out.
go.
Anyways, oh wait. Okay. Let me ask you this.
moving on.
Do you want to do the first two Tomb Raiders, or do you want to do a bad X-Men movie with Sophie Turner?
First two Tomb Raiders, duh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
Next
one's
news.
good, one's bad.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right. We love Knives Out, right? Like you're a fan of Knives Out and
Love
Glass
it.
Onion. Fucking phenomenal. Ryan Johnson.
Yep.
We literally had this conversation. I think earlier this week, you and I think we texted about it, about how Netflix should do movies in theaters.
Yes.
So
They should.
Wake Up Dead Man, which comes out in December 13th, I believe,
Knives
is going
Out.
to get a limited theatrical run from Netflix. And what I'm upset about is already there's reviews for Wake Up Dead Man.
What?
And it comes out in 3 months.
Why are there reviews already? Who?
When I was checking news this morning to see if I missed anything, almost everything I saw was review for Wake Up Dead Man. Ryan Johnson's new Wake Up Dead Man thrills. And I'm like, I don't want to know anything about it 3 months in advance. We haven't even gotten a trailer
I
really
don't
for it.
blame anybody who writes those reviews. I blame the people who
absolutely not.
greenlight this shit. Like, why would you do that? I don't want to read about whether or not, like, and
Yeah.
I don't care if they're spoiler free either. Like, just let it come out.
I don't want to know
man.
anything.
Do a different promotion. Do different, like, yeah. Well, and this is indicative. There obviously has been a positive response from audiences in the past for like reading things way in advance and knowing whether or not to go see it. But like with something like this that clearly has performed well twice in a row, just fucking release it, man. Like, just put it out.
Glass Onion got a limited theatrical release, and it made so much money.
It crushed.
It made like $30 million over the weekend.
Phenomenal. All right.
So
yeah.
But the news really is the fact that it's going to be in theaters, which I think is great. This is the kind of movie that I think really works on the big screen.
Pretty pumped about it.
So I'm super excited. Daniel Craig's back. Ryan Johnson's back. Another star-studded cast.
We love it.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Hell
it's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Ryan Johnson.
Okay.
Love him. Love him so much.
Here's some pretty cool news.
Hit me.
Fede Alvarez, who directed Alien Romulus.
Yep.
He came out this week and said that the script for the second Alien Romulus follow-up is done. Super excited for it. Him and Ridley Scott are going to be producing it, but he said he's not going to return in the director's chair. He and Ridley Scott are looking for a new director to take the reins over because he feels like it's time, like it's kind of doing a passing of the torch, which honestly, I guess it really depends on what director, but knowing that the script is done, knowing that it's got the green light, knowing it's going to get made, how do you feel about an Alien Romulus sequel, given the fact we're like Alien Earth and we have the Predator? Badlands comes out in November, which kind of crosses over with Alien. How you feel?
I'd like to see the Alien Romulus sequel wrap up that story because I feel like it's a nice cliffhanger. Like Alien Romulus would be great if it's by itself. We don't ever need to see anything else. We don't need to answer any of those questions. That chapter's done. Great story. If we get this sequel, and obviously it's an Alien Romulus sequel, if it's the same two main characters, I want to see that story wrap up, right? Like, I don't want a trilogy with them. I want to see, like, hey, here is part 2 of this adventure for these two, because they're headed toward a colony, right? So, like, what are they going to do? Get to this colony, and then it's going to turn out that, like, I don't know, fucking, like, Michael Fassbender got there first or something. Like, what are we doing here? Because they defeated the alien thing. They got away from. It was a great adventure. Loved it. The Alien Romulus, one of my favorites. But like, where are we going? And like, how are we roping the aliens in? And is this too much rope? Is it too slack? Is it gonna feel limp when we try to rope the plot in?
Yeah, I guess my main question with Ridley Scott involved, I'm wondering if he still wants to tie things back to Covenant and Prometheus.
Yeah.
because that was his thing. We were supposed to get a third one after Covenant, but it never happened for a lot of reasons.
I want the third one for that because those are actually phenomenal. Okay, like
in hindsight, they're better than we thought.
Not even just in hindsight. Like, I
No,
don't think I even properly watched them when they first came out. I think I was just like, yeah, this is on. Like I was just consuming. I wasn't watching. When I actually sat down to watch them before Romulus, I was like, oh, no, these are phenomenal. Like, actually watched them, yeah.
Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but like the trend in most Alien movies
You're wrong.
is people making all of the bad decisions and wrong and stupid decisions. Like Prometheus is literally just people making the worst decision. Let's take our helmets off on this alien planet while there's a weird snake. Let's get really close to this weird alien snake. Let's put our face over these eggs.
Humans are
it's
dumb.
just bad decision after bad decision.
Well,
but
it just shows time and time again the fragility of humans who are like pushing themselves out into space and finding out that like space is cold and unforgiving.
Here's a question for you. My last question about Alien Romulus sequel. Originally, we were supposed to get an Alien 3, a real Alien 3 with Neil Blomkamp, who did District 13.
You mean not Alien 3 directed by David Fincher?
No, it would completely take out Alien 3 and 4. Like, they would no longer be canon.
Oh, wow.
And we were going to get Sigourney Weaver, Hicks, and Newt, like, waking up from cryosleep years and years later and stuff and, like, kind of picking up
How are they
that
going to
story.
explain that, like, aging? Anyway, all right. Keep
Well,
going.
I don't know. Well, this was supposed to be made, like, 15 years ago.
Okay.
So, but how would you feel if they tied back in or brought in Sigourney Weaver in any way to the sequel?
Personally, no, I think we're done with Ripley, man. Like,
Same.
You can do it. If they do it, it's to bring in the audience, right? It's not for you and me. It's for whoever they're trying to bring in to, like, bump up the profit margin of the film. Because, like, Ripley's story's done. It's fine. We can be done with it.
I agree. Okay, cool. Well, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Paul Greengrass, who is famous for the Bourne movies.
Yep.
His new movie is going to, it just came out that it's going to have Andrew Garfield in the lead, and it's about the rebellion against the tyranny of Richard II. And so I did a little look on what Richard II was all about. Really bad dude, and he was only like 32 when he died. Really, really fucked up dude, peasants revolt, everything. So this sounds awesome. I love Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
I love a good Eat the Rich.
Yep.
Paul Greengrass is really, like, he's a really good director. This is cool.
We love eating the rich, baby. We live for it.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about period pieces like this where it's, like 14, 15, 1600s against, like, old kings and queens and, like, how do you feel about these, like, kind of period pieces like those Napoleons?
I love a good period piece, man.
Yeah.
Period pieces are like,
what's-
yeah, drop me in. Come on. I don't want to see everything in modern times. Like, part of the reason we tell stories is to venture into different areas, like different realms and eras and, spaces where we don't have a full breadth of understanding or perspective,
Oh, absolutely. I also was thinking we got you love Gladiator. Like, that's super historically accurate, and you love Gladiator too.
So great, man. Yeah, I love Gladiator. Love it. It's phenomenal. Gladiator 2, so accurate and, like, historically,
amazing.
Well done. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course, that's how Marcus Aurelius died, was just in his tent, with Russell Crowe standing nearby. That's how the guy died. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, actually, the historical significance of Gladiator 1, that's where the thumbs up comes from.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did that right. They did that the right way.
Well, if you saw, he was confused at first because he was like, which way does it go, up or down?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways, okay. I found an article that I wanted to kind of go over with you real quick that ties into my last bit of news because it's my favorite bit of news we got this week.
Okay.
This article is it's titled, 2027 is the biggest year in movie history. Now, Kevin, you might be asking yourself, but wait a minute. We're in 2025. How can 2027 be the biggest year for movies? That doesn't
I
make any
absolutely
sense.
don't know.
Well, we're going to go over the movies coming out, and you tell me if this sounds like the biggest year in movie history.
Okay. 2027 is going to be the biggest year in movie history.
According to this list, there's so many big movies that are scheduled to release in 2027. It's going to be the biggest year in movie history.
Let's run it, baby.
Ice Age 5.
Nope. Don't need it. Nobody's
Sonic the
asking
Hedgehog
for that.
4.
What?
Sonic 4.
Whatever. Okay.
Godzilla and Kong 3.
This is just
Supernova.
These are just franchises right now.
These are just sequels. Yeah, you're catching on right away. Star Wars Starfighter.
Okay.
That's a big
cool.
one.
Yep.
That's a
All
big
right,
one.
all right.
I'll give him that one. The live action How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Okay.
Like, the first one was good, but, like, I don't think that
So it's a sequel
attributes
and
to
a
the-
remake. Got it.
Yeah, it's a sequel, a remake, and a live action remake at the same time. This one, if it actually happens, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yep. Okay. Oh, all right. Interesting.
Shrek 5.
Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is the
third one
The
in that.
third one. Oh, no, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Shrek
That'll be
what?
good. Shrek 5.
No. Pass.
What do you mean? It's been 17 years since we got Shrek.
Damn.
Nobody needs that. Nobody's asking for Shrek 5.
What about A Quiet Place Part 3?
Pass.
Okay. And then the last one on this
I'm
list,
passing
which I
on
think
all
we
these
both
so far.
Yeah, they're not it's not good. Cuz here's the only one on this list that I actually think besides Starfighter. We got news this week, Kevin.
Hit
James
me.
Gunn announced we're getting the Superman sequel titled Man of Tomorrow in 2027, and it's described as Lex Luthor and Superman being the two leads of the film.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Sounds great. Nicholas
Yeah,
Holt, bring it
already.
on, baby.
2 years. It's in July of 2027, which means in less than 2 years, we'll get a Superman follow-up.
It's just I've always wanted an intergalactic buddy cop comedy with David Cornsweet and Nicholas Holt as the leads. I've always wanted it. And now we got
Who
it.
wouldn't want that?
Exactly.
Well, because here's the other thing about the sequel that I think is interesting. We learned also this week with that news that Peacemaker Season 2 will tie directly into the Superman sequel. And in between this and that sequel coming out, we're going to get Supergirl. We're going to get the Clayface movie.
Yep.
We're also going to get the Lanterns TV show. And potentially maybe like another season of like Creature Commandos could be in there. We might get the Waller TV show that was reworked into something. So we're going to get some properties in between and establish more characters, especially like Green Lantern, who obviously will be on the Justice League. So I think
Yep.
my theory for Man of Tomorrow is they're going to introduce a couple, maybe one or two more of the Justice League characters. We know Wonder Woman movie is in the works. They're working on the script, and then they're going to work on casting. James Gunn's rule, until the script is done, movie doesn't get made. So I think Man of Tomorrow might be a good way to introduce Wonder Woman, then give her solo film in 2028.
I'd agree.
Then you do, like, maybe introduce The Flash briefly, give him a solo movie. Eventually get to Batman. That's fine. I don't really care if you do. We got Robert Pattinson's Batman, so I'm not in a hurry for that. But I think we're building to some kind of Justice League movie, I would say probably by like 2029, which I think is a good amount of time. That's like 4 years from now. That's perfect.
Yep. I
Maybe,
agree with
maybe
that.
sooner. I don't know. But yeah. So, and that is the news this week, Kevin.
Hell
some
yeah.
good, some bad, some boring.
We love that. That's it. Dude, honestly, good news. I'm sorry if I sound a little distracted. My computer is glitching out right now. And I think I'm still recording,
Oh.
but we're going to find out
God.
after everything's done.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, this might end horribly for all of us. And we're back. There it is. Give me a quick clap to sync up the tracks. 3, 2, 1. Odie, I don't know what my computer just did, but it basically had a stroke. So hopefully it's okay and its speech doesn't slur. I hope my AI companion / overlord is okay. Let's get into our list. We're talking lists this week, right? Because we were talking about this last week. We got weird movies. We got the weirdest movies, and it's list time.
I like lists.
It's time for a list. Some might be good, some might be shit, and I know you just cannot wait. The scale goes garbage, bad, fun, good, then great.
I do too.
Grocery lists, Movie
So-
lists.
Here's a funny thing about doing a list of weird movies. I thought when I sat down that I would know all of these. Like, I was like, oh, I love weird movies. This is going to be the easiest one ever. No, this was the hardest list I've ever had to do.
Really?
This, so far, out of anything, this was
This
actually
was like one of the easier ones for me.
top
That's
5,
interesting.
bottom 5, so hard because it turns out your boy Kev's, who guessed it, weird. I'm just weird. And so I identify with these films, and I love too many of them, even the bad ones. And I also, I'm going to say before we get into our lists, I very quickly realized when I actually started writing these that I could have easily just made my top 5 like all Nicholas Winding Refn films. So I'm just going to say Nicholas Winding Refn films here. Like all of them here, but I don't want them taking up my top 5. Like I feel like if like for the purposes of this podcast, I don't want to sit here and be like all of my favorite weird films are by one director, you know, like
That's
but
fair.
I feel like I would highlight him as someone who does stuff that has a weird feel to it that people should watch. But for the criteria, like what let's get into it this way. What makes a weird film for you, Odie? What makes a film weird?
Okay, I have a couple reasons of like what I would consider a movie to be weird.
Hit it.
One, the plot is so out there that by the final execution of it, and this is more for bad ones, but the final execution of the plot is so bizarre and like why would you like who thought of this? Like how many drugs were you on when you came up with this idea?
Yeah.
Another one that I think classifies a weird movie for me is just the whole vibe. Like if you're watching it and you're like, this is just what is going on here? Like why are like the characters are either like overly cartoonish or the plot is just overly absurd or it's like one little thing is the entire plot and it's how everything revolves around it in like weird and crazy ways. So
So similar from my perspective, there are a few different ways that a movie can be weird. For me, like to qualify as a top 5, a movie had to be weird in concept, right? So it's inception, like where it starts, like the idea itself. A movie had to be weird in its execution of the concept. So as the concept executes, you as an audience member while you're watching it, you're like, this feels off. The feeling, the vibe, like you were saying, right? And then it also has to be weird in that when you think about it afterward, it is so different from your grounded life that you can only craft like sort of like extended metaphors and analogies. You're kind of like, well, that's kind of like, you know, like that's like this thing that I've definitely experienced. You're like, that's kind of like this, which stands for, you know, like you have to extrapolate out a little bit in order to even touch on the material that the film's covering.
I like that.
Sense?
I think that I think it has to be disconnected in a way. Like some of mine are definitely like this. If this happened in real life, this person would be like thrown into a black site prison. You know?
Yeah, I think mine can't even happen in real life. Like mine,
that too.
Like another thing for weird is like defying time or physics. You know, like some of those things can like they make a movie acutely weird, but at the end of the day, it is subjective. But like I think the criteria of like, you know, concept, execution, and feeling in and afterward, like that's what makes a movie weird through and through. Let's start with the top 5. Odie, what's number 5? Working down to 1.
We're going top first?
Top first. Let's do it.
Okay. Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
It's a weird movie, and I love it.
That's in your top 5? I'm reading your top 5 right now.
I didn't put those in any kind of order. I'm throwing you off, baby.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, mine are actually in order. All right, so Color Out of Space, you watched that recently.
Like a year ago off of your recommendation, I believe. I forget. It came up on the podcast. I know it was last year because I was in my old place. And I remember you were like, this is a really weird movie. And I was like, I like weird movies. And it was good. I liked it a lot. Nicolas Cage is great. I like the cinematography. I like the color. I just like how bizarre it really is in general. Yeah.
It's a Lovecraftian tale.
And I love Lovecraftian stuff. Oh, my God, I love Lovecraftian stuff.
who better to face off against the elder gods than the king of weird himself?
You
Nicolas Cage.
mentioned that your whole thing could have been from one director. I could have done
Easily.
a top 5 of just Nicolas Cage. Like, I am unashamed.
You could have done
love
one
Nicolas
actor.
Cage.
Yeah.
I could have done one actor easily. Mandy, Willy's Wonderland, The Color Out of
100%.
Space. Like, anyways. Yeah,
Yep.
that's my 5.
Number 5 for me, it comes from Gaspar Noé, a little-known director who did the movie Enter the Void. Have you ever seen this movie?
I've heard of it.
So Enter the Void is like it's like a movie that like your local drug dealer is like, hey man, you should really drop some acid and watch that movie. And it comes the intention of that recommendation from whoever your local drug dealer is, insert their name, be it like
Frank.
Giselle or Frank, whatever their name is. They're usually like, yeah, this is the movie. We're going to get real messed up and watch this, and that's going to alter your perspective. You don't need any drugs to watch this movie. The movie's weird itself. It's about the protagonist dies. Spoiler alert, dies, and then you're watching them in an astral projected kind of ethereal space, POV style, watch what's going on in their life and also kind of recall their life at the same time. And all of this is happening at night in Tokyo. So it's neon lights everywhere. Just the whole thing is a visual and conceptual treat.
This looks awesome. I looked up the
It's
posters
very
and
cool. I
stuff.
think you actually would like it.
I'm
I
gonna watch
highly
this.
recommend watching it. I caught it so back when Netflix was first picking up steam, so like around 2009, 2010, they had this in their catalog, and I just remember one night being like, all right, let's try this movie, Enter the Void. It sounds pretentious, whatever, let's watch it. And as I was watching, I was like, wow, no, I did not expect this. And I'm really glad I went in blind, too. I didn't even watch any trailers. I just turned it on. And as I was watching, I was like, oh, I'm watching something unique. So, yeah, that's remained as one of my favorite weird movies.
That's a great feeling, too, is like when you don't... One of the things that I've loved about this year with movies that I've done is I try not to watch trailers unless it's a movie like I'm really hyped for, like Superman, right? But like a lot of the movies I'm going to over the weekend, which actually kind of leads into my next one on my list, which is
Hit it.
Toxic Avenger. And I'm just going to put both of them, old
Okay.
and new. Old and new together. They're both incredible. I'm so happy I saw that in theaters. High out of my mind. Like, just no trailer, no info. I was just like, this is going to be fucking amazing. I said it last week. It was one of my jams. You know, that was single-handedly so far not the best movie I've seen this year. It was the best theater experience I've had this year. Like, just watching that movie in a blissful state with a theater that was respectful, but, like, engaging because we were all laughing. We were all gasping, like, at the same time. But no one was talking out loud. It was no Minecraft shit, you know, like, where people were throwing popcorn. I love... the first Toxic Avenger. I watched it for the first time when I was about 16. It was so fucking weird. I didn't understand it, but I loved it. This new one is so fucking weird, and I love it so fucking much. It's incredible. I'm actually trying to convince my partner Nate to go, and they're kind of on the fence, but I think I've almost got them convinced to see it with me in theaters.
I hope Nate
today.
does go see it. I think you guys might like it.
Well, I know I like
you guys
it.
might like watching that together.
I was like, I know I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Toxic Avenger, I mean, it's Trauma, which they kind of nod to in the new one. It's good. It's fun. It's awesome. It's weird. It's crazy.
Here's a funny thing about the Toxic Avenger, if you can find it. There was a short-lived cartoon series based off the Toxic Avenger. And I remember watching that as a kid. And like so many other weird things that I loved as a kid, it got canceled, but like you don't understand the concept of canceling as a kid. You know, so like I was watching the Toxic Avenger as a kid and going, I love this superhero. Like, and then just one day it stops airing and I'm like, I guess it's not on anymore. You know,
he retired, like, Kevin.
Well,
don't you
back
know?
to Goosebumps.
Superheroes retire.
Yeah, it was just like weird, you know, because like Captain Planet reruns never stopped. Like Toxic Avenger, come on, he was still saving the world. Anyway, number 4 for me is a wonderful film from David Lowery, who people probably most remember from 2017's A Ghost Story. He directed A24's The Green Knight, starring
good.
It's amazing. Starring Dev Patel.
Yeah.
This movie's phenomenal through and through. It's one of my favorite weird movies of all time. It actually it's up there probably in like my top like 20 or 50 movies of all time, period.
It's so good. Actually,
Great story.
My partner flew out to Philly a
Mm-hmm.
couple weeks ago for stuff with like a wedding that's coming up or whatever, and they were asking me for movie recommendations on the plane, and I
Yep.
was like, well, like, have you ever seen The Green Knight? Like, because they were in the mood for like something kind of dark and like a little bit more fantasy and like medieval and whatnot, and I was like, well, you should watch The Green Knight, and they loved it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
such a good movie. It's up there with me. I would agree. It's in my like easily my top 50 of all time. Like it's a good fucking
It's
movie.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% through and through. Phenomenal. Also, just weird. You know, like
Just
every
weird. Yeah,
every
the
bit
ending is
about
weird.
that movie. The beginning starts relatively normally. As soon as the Green Knight comes in, the titular character, right? The weirdness begins and it never ends until the end
Yeah.
of the film. You know,
And that's what you want in a weird
That's
movie,
great.
which is my next one.
all right, hit it.
Idiocracy. And I know some people might be like, "Oh, that's not weird. That's a look. It's happening in real life." But look, when I saw Idiocracy, I was probably too young to watch it.
Yeah, we're Idiocracy. We're looking at like 2007 to 2008 time frame. I think is when you might have rented that and taken it home.
I actually saw it from Blockbuster the year like it came into Blockbuster, because Blockbuster was within walking distance of where I grew up. So like I could go down there and I knew the manager and I could rent movies regardless. Yep. And so like I rented it, I watched it, and I was like, this is so weird. And Idiocracy is also, but like it's also really good because it's just, I love the fact that everybody is stupid, and I love that it's somebody else who's kind of stupid just happens to be the smartest one out of everybody that's stupid.
I feel like Idiocracy, if you watched it at an early enough age, saved you from being a Trumper ever. You know, like Idiocracy, you actually can thank that film for giving you a piece, like a critical thinking tool and a sense of irony and awareness that will save you from being a cult member and hypocrite for the rest of your life.
You know what's funny about that?
I mean?
Is
What?
they use Gatorade to water the crops, and we basically have a health secretary who's that smart. So
Yep, right
what's
now.
your number 3, Kevin?
Number 3 for me, and this is actually like this is the only comedy movie on this list for me, but once again, as I was going through, I was like, I love weird comedies. Like, I love absurdist humor, you know? So my number 3 for me is Wet Hot American Summer.
I love that movie.
It's so good. And what's great is, you know, Wet Hot American Summer came out in, God, what?
2006?
Let's see. Wet Hot American Summer came out in 2001.
Oh my
actually.
God. Holy
So,
crap.
2001, and the cast of this movie is like just
incredible.
insane. It's like Molly Shannon, David Hyde Pierce, fucking Bradley
Amy Poehler.
Cooper, Amy Poehler, like, and this is all so pre Parks and Rec for everybody.
Pre-SNL, pre-Parks and Rec, pre-all of that.
It's huge.
Wait, Frasier? David Hyde Pierce was probably doing Frasier at that time.
Well, he had already done that, but like, just like the older actors had already done stuff in it, but you know, you've got
Christopher Mulaney is in there.
Yep,
The guy
Bradley
that does the voice of Archer.
Yep. H. John Benjamin, also the voice of Bob from Bob's Burgers. Like the cast is just through the roof, and then it's an absurdist take on the summer camp films of old. You know, like Heavyweights, or like there were way too many, and like, but
There's a
like
lot,
just
yeah.
making fun of that entire culture. And the films that were based around it, I thought it was absolutely amazing. And the film from beginning to end is just weird. Like, and it's nothing but absurdist humor, literally from front to back. And like, there's even a scene where they go into town and like they do so many things in town foreseeably within like 45 minutes that like you just wouldn't even be able to do in 45 minutes. You know, you're like, wait, this is going on way too long.
Well, freaking Bob's Burgers becomes a talking vegetable can because he falls
is a talking
in radioactive
vegetable
ooze.
He is a talking vegetable can.
It's very, to me, that those movies and the TV show, and like I love that they did like
Phenomenal.
a sequel, and they're just like, we're all the same age, but we're all grown adults now.
Yep.
I love that.
We'll
it's very,
meet
like,
back here in this many years, you know?
It's very Airplane. It's very Naked Gun kind of humor.
Phenomenal.
In a sense. Like it's very inspired by that, I think.
Yep. Love it. Weird movie. Funny
okay,
movie.
So
Highly recommend.
my number 1 and number 2, I don't know. Like, this could flip at any moment, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go off of my gut right now. Number
Okay.
2 for me is gonna be Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
This movie, oh wow,
John Heater, baby.
I should have put Monty Python in my top 5. It's okay. Too late now.
It's okay.
Napoleon Dynamite was one of those movies with Monty Python and the Holy Grail that when I was growing up in middle school and like early high school, anytime I had 2 friends, Austin and Connor, anytime we did anything where like we would stay the night or we'd be out late, we were watching one of those movies. We were
Yeah.
quoting those movies. We were talking about those movies. I kind of don't like Napoleon Dynamite, but I also kind of love Napoleon Dynamite. You know what I mean?
Define. Explain yourself.
I don't like a lot of what the characters do, but I love the movie because of what the characters do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's such an
Yeah.
interesting sense of humor.
It gives you the ick a little bit.
Yeah,
Is
but
what
like
you're
a good
getting at.
way.
Yeah.
Like-
it gives you the ick, but you're like, yeah, but this couldn't happen. My belief my disbelief is suspended for this.
And what I love the tater tot jokes in this
Yeah.
movie, but what I think is so funny about Napoleon Dynamite is the Minecraft movie took
Yep.
inspiration from Napoleon Dynamite, and there's literally a tater tot casserole that is used in the movie as a plot point, and then the guy makes a tater tot shooting gun. Tater tots were inspired from Napoleon Dynamite in the Minecraft movie, which is a
100%.
fucking bizarre leap. But yeah, great, just fucking, just a good movie, man. I can sit here and quote it all day.
I have a funny. So my funny memory of Napoleon Dynamite is when the movie came out, because I've always, here we are. We watch, bad movies. We watch B movies. We watch all these, and people are like, "How have you ever had the time?" It's like, no, I didn't play catch up as an adult. I've been in it from the get go.
Yeah, exactly.
Napoleon Dynamite was a movie that I saw in theaters by myself at like the age of 17, I think. And I literally I couldn't find anybody to go with me, so I just drove to the movie theater and saw Napoleon Dynamite. I think I might have been 18 at the time. I was 17 or 18, and I just remember going. And then I remember a week later seeing a T-shirt in Hot Topic that said "Vote for Pedro," and I was like, I'm buying that T-shirt. And people are like, "Who the fuck's Pedro?" I'm like, "You have to go see the movie." And they were like, "What movie?" I'm like, "Napoleon Dynamite." They're like, "It looks weird." I'm like, "It is."
It is.
And
That's the point.
But so I'm walking around all summer with this "Vote for Pedro" shirt on, and everybody's like, "Who the fuck's Pedro? Why do you got to vote for?" And then college semester, so I must have been 18. So college
It
semester
came out in 2004.
Okay, so senior year of high
17,
school.
18.
I saw it.
You're right on the money.
So I had this "Vote for Pedro" shirt for, oh my God, maybe even a year almost, however long I had it. And then finally, 1 week, all of a sudden, everybody, the culture had just caught up, and everybody had seen it, and people were like, "Oh, vote for Pedro, man!" I was like, "You guys are fucking late on this."
You should have seen it in theaters, not at Blockbuster.
Yeah, but
John Heder had a good run. 2004
He
was
did.
Napoleon Dynamite. Then he did Benchwarmers. Then he did the ice skating one, Blades of Glory. Those were all he did a good run.
all three of those are phenomenal films.
Hey,
He's
yup.
great in all of them too. Yeah.
Yes.
So my top two are where I get into I would say what actually inspires what I think of when I think of weird movies, and this is just through and through, beginning to end, concept to execution, to how you feel when you leave them, to what they even the thoughts of them that linger in your memories. Number two for me is Pan's Labyrinth, for sure.
Okay.
One of the best. It's got a great message, but it's also weird. It wraps up in a weird way. Everything about it, even my criticisms of it, are just in they falter in the face of how well this movie is done and how much it creates a world that is both real and unreal at the same time. And that's the point of it. It's telling a story that, to tell it with nothing but real components, might come across as boring.
Now you're talking, when you say the Labyrinth, you're talking Guillermo del-
Pan's Labyrinth. Guillermo del Toro's.
Just want to make sure it
Pan's
wasn't
Labyrinth.
Okay,
Not the
yeah.
Labyrinth with David
Right.
Bowie.
That's
Pan's Labyrinth.
Want to make sure because
The Labyrinth gets an honorary mention. Pan's Labyrinth is a masterpiece.
Guillermo del Toro, honestly, he's one of those directors where when I he's coming out with Frankenstein, but when I watch one of his movies, I'm like, oh no, you're a fucking genius, dude.
He is a genius. Yeah. He also his visual style, I feel like you know how you can like swipe through Instagram filters? You know, I feel like his visual style, he's like, yeah, put the dark filter on it again. Can we put the dark? Let's suck some color out of this.
Yeah.
He's the opposite. I said I could make a list of all Nicholas Winding Refn films, which are like bright and vibrant and in your face when they aren't like secluded in darkness. Guillermo del Toro's are like dingy the entire way through. Like it always feels like you found an old film can and you're watching some relic of yesteryear, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Um,
What's number one for you, buddy?
my number one is the
Number
movie
one.
that shaped. I think this movie is one of the movies that inspired me to do magnum opus, like subconsciously, because when I got this movie on VHS as a present, when I was probably like 7.
Yep.
Like I was super young. I've never really enjoyed a movie on this level. Mars Attacks is just, not only is it weird for the way it's an alien invasion movie, it's just a weird alien invasion movie when you really think about it. Like everything that unfolds in that is just, I mean, Jack Black charges the aliens with an American flag and gets disintegrated. Like everything about
So
that
great.
is incredible. The ending with the like the yodeling is what kills them and stuff.
Yep.
Like it's just an absolute. Okay, recording here. Yeah,
Finish
absolute
telling me about Mars Attacks, Odie.
Yeah, masterpiece. Sorry, more technical difficulties. Dog's fault this time. Yeah, Mars Attacks. I just love it. I love the cast. I love the premise. It's just one of the first movies I watched just being like, this is weird and I love it. Why do I love this and it's weird? You know, and I think this inspired my love for alien invasion movies, especially the bad ones. Like, I love Battle Los Angeles. I'm going to be talking about Skyline here soon on Magnum Opus.
Yep.
You know, War of the Worlds in 2005. I saw that in theaters. And was
Hell
just like,
yeah.
I love alien invasion movies. I love the concept of them. But Mars Attacks will always have a special place in my heart. It's the reason why I love So Bad They're Good movies. Because that is, to me, the pinnacle of So Bad It's Good.
So thanks, Mars, for giving us Magnum Opus.
Yeah, thanks, Mars.
It's you. You did it. My number one is a movie that was released 4 years before I was born by a man whose love of puppets made him especially a weird guy. But this is a movie that the first time I saw it as a kid, it actually like scared me. And I remember needing it felt like a need. It felt like I needed to overcome my own uncomfortability with the visuals and just the setting and the feeling and like everything in this movie. Like I had to learn to like watch this movie as a kid, but once I did, I had an appreciation for it that was just far and beyond anything else at the time, and I probably watched it like 100 times as a kid. It's The Dark Crystal from Jim Henson.
Yeah.
This movie like is a gem. It's a cult classic. It bombed in theaters. It did not get phenomenal critical reception at first, but as years went by, it became the classic that people now see it as. And even now, I would say, like, there's not, like, a huge... Like, there's no Dark Crystal con. You know?
No.
Like, there's not... It doesn't have that fan base. There's just... When you meet somebody else who was, like, affected and touched by, like, this film... that Jim Henson... So Jim Henson made it saying, I want to get back to the darkness of Grimm's fairy tales. Like the original Grimm's fairy tales. He's like... And so, like, you have this... In other films, Muppets don't, like, get their soul sucked out of them in the other films. They do in this. By evil, giant, gross vulture creatures that look undead. You know, like, there's giant... crab things with carapaces that come and just destroy entire scenery and settings that had been like tediously set up by teams of people. And it's like, it's so like to think about everything that went into making this completely make-believe world that shows us a story of the triumph of will and like the willingness to accept others and like keep love and hope in your heart is phenomenal. And everything about it from the beginning of like the Gregorian-like chants of these like, I don't know, weird anteater type like ancient monk creature things to the tiny little angry dog thing, and how like they're maybe fairies, and like, are we in the Fey world? What is this? You know, like the Dark Crystal is just through and through, even with the questions it answers, even with the questions that are unanswered, it has an endearing sense of uniqueness and oddity about it.
Yeah, I completely agree. You know, a lot of the movies you put on your list, I'm like, oh yeah, but this was a okay.
It's hard. This was a hard list.
It was hard to make my top 5, but it was easy to come up with the movies that would possibly be in it. You know, and I just kind of went with my gut. Like, Toxic Avengers probably because it's relatively new in my brain.
Yeah.
Same with Color Out of Space, but
I think, you know, the more I thought about this, the harder it became, because I was
I
like,
didn't let myself think
I've
too hard.
always loved weird movies, you know, because like I was gonna start with like Saltburn and like movies, you know, like Fight Club and like movies that are like they're weird, but like I was like, no, those I've seen weirder, you know, like I had to like really, really think about this. Give me your honorable mentions, and then I have a special honorable mentions section.
I'm gonna run through these. Stop me if you want to make comments about any of them, but I have quite a bit of honorable mentions because again, love weird movies.
Yep.
Cocaine Bear, love it.
Yep.
Osmosis Jones, the cartoon with Bill Murray.
Perfect.
Where there's like you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen Osmosis Jones?
It's a giant version of the Magic School Bus episode where they go inside somebody's body. That's what it is. It's inside the body, the movie. Yeah.
Exactly. Blazing Saddles.
Yep.
Spaceballs, 2 Mel Brooks back to back.
Perfect.
Ghostbusters. Look, I don't care what anybody says. Ghostbusters is a weird movie.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie. It's a bunch of grimy dudes who are con men in a way that like hunt ghosts and nobody else does apparently.
Nobody.
It's weird. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, of course. Like
that's on mine.
Yeah. The Lighthouse.
Yep.
That's a good weird movie.
Mm-hmm.
The movie Rubber, about the tire with telekinesis power that kills people.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
That's on my honorable mentions for bad weird movies. I hate that movie. I don't like that
love
movie.
how weird it is. Society.
Okay.
The Shunting.
Yep.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yep.
Kong Fury, which is a short on Netflix that was supposed to get a sequel movie. That one's awesome, where Hitler's involved.
Okay.
Have you seen that? Kong Fury.
Kong Fury. Why are you saying Kong?
Fury.
It sounded like you're saying Kong.
No,
it was like
Fury.
Kong Fury. No, Kong Fury.
King Kong
yes.
Fury. Big Lebowski.
Yep.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Perfect.
Fantastic Planet.
Yep.
And finally, Hurricane Heist, which is just so weird.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That is a weird movie.
It's one of the first movies I covered on Magnum Opus, and it's just so funny.
My honorable mentions section. Good list, by the way. I've got a couple of yours on there, but I decided to give this the subtitle "Movies That Made Me the Way I Am." Which is I am a giant animated trash panda or glass of orange juice, depending on which friend group you're in of mine. You know, like, but like, as I was going through this list, and this might be what made it so hard. There's so many of these that, even just in my honorable mentions, that are just near and dear to my little queer heart, you know, my little child Kevin, who still exists within inside me and wants to play all the time, loves this shit, you know.
Absolutely.
So honorable mentions, and if you haven't seen any of these, I highly recommend all of them. Like, especially if you'd like to just watch something different on a random Friday or Saturday. The Phantom Toll Booth, Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland. I mention this all the time.
Yep.
The Never-Ending Story, The Page Master, the original Escape from Witch Mountain, Bebe's Kids, The Peanut Butter Solution, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Watership Down, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, The Secret of Nim, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Krull, Willow, Alice in Wonderland, every version up through the 1990s syndicated series that Disney released, Flight of the Navigator, Batteries Not Included, Short Circuit, the story about the lovable AI, the original Tron, Little Monsters, Legend, North, The Goonies, UHF, Gremlins, Big Trouble in Little China, Muppet Treasure Island, Nothing But Trouble, 1993's Super Mario Brothers, Masters of the Universe, Time Bandits, the made-for-TV miniseries that was turned into multiple movies starring Sam Neill, Merlin, and Monty Python, just anything by Monty
All
Python.
of them. Life of Brian and everything.
That's it. Like, but that's what I grew up on, man.
Yeah.
That was my shit. Oh, and Cheech and Chong. Special mention to Cheech and Chong.
Oh my God.
All those movies.
I saw
yep,
their
they're
new
out
one
there.
that came out.
I've not seen that, but
It's very
it's
like
fine.
it's not as funny. It's just very much a love letter to their comedy.
Yep. Let's do the bottom 5, baby.
Yeah, kick us off since
All
I
right.
did the top one.
I'll kick you off. 20. My number 5 for the bottom 5, and this was a little bit easier, but still tough. Number 5 for me, and I don't think many people acknowledge this movie exists, but in 2017, we got Stephen King's The Dark Tower, which is originally supposed to. It should have just been The Gunslinger. Which, have you read these books? Have you read the Dark Tower series?
No, but I know how. I have comments about this movie, so I'll let you.
The Dark Tower series stretches Stephen King's entire pantheon of books. And this movie reduces all of that down to Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba shooting at each other in a crick.
In slow motion.
In slow motion. 2017's The Dark Tower is one of the biggest. Like, I would actually rate this as one of my least favorite movies I think I've ever seen. And, like, with the cast, the budget, the names behind it, the source material, this should have been a success.
A massive
But
hit.
they fail through and through on this movie. Also, it should have been a TV show, not a fucking movie.
100% should be worked into a TV show. So this movie, I have tried. I saw it in theaters, and I remember just being like, this is bad.
I fell asleep. I literally woke up and was like, oh, this is still on? Like,
it's 90 for one. It's only 90 minutes, and this is a movie that should be longer to flush out more.
I fell asleep, man.
I have tried 3 separate times. To not even like write a script, just watch the movie again for Magnum Opus, and every watch through, I get about 20 minutes in and go, no, and just turn it off. It's on Netflix.
This is
free.
the movie that like Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba are gonna be like, we didn't make that.
I don't know what you're talking. What are you talking about? You're in a different timeline.
Yeah,
it's the Bernstein Bears or whatever.
Yeah. What's
that's
number
a great
5
choice.
for you?
Cosmopolis. Look, I know some people like this movie. I did it on
That
Magnum
came out
Opus.
this year, didn't it?
It came out in 2012.
Oh! I thought. You know what I was thinking
You're
of?
thinking of Megalopolis.
Megalopolis. Oh my god!
I should have put that on here, but I put
Yeah.
Cosmopolis. I put this in Just Plain Weird on Magnum Opus, but like,
It is just
no.
plain weird.
This movie's fucking weird. It's
Is
a
this
weird way to make a
Aronofsky?
movie. No, it's the guy that does body horror, The Fly, David Cronenberg.
Cronenberg. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just not. It's not my jam
I
at all.
actually
It's
like that
fucking
movie.
weird.
Yeah.
I know you do, which is why I was like, this is gonna be but it's weird. Like
No,
the acting, the script, the pace, all of it's weird.
Any of these movies, if someone's like, I actually don't like that, I'd be like, I get that. You know, like,
Same.
yeah,
100%.
I understand. Yeah, you don't have to meet me on this one.
I'm not judging you if you like any of the ones on my bad list, and if you don't
Yeah.
like any of the ones on my good list, I'm not gonna judge you because it's weird.
I feel like Cosmopolis, there's a as much as I do appreciate elements of that film, and especially love the final like little face off between like grimy, slimy Paul Giamatti and fucking
With an
and Robert
outhouse in his
Pattinson.
apartment.
Like what other movie is that ever gonna happen in? You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
like
It's
like Paul Giamatti shows up as Danny DeVito's the trash man at the end of
Oh
this
my
film.
God.
You know, like
Started
it's fucking,
blasting.
it's phenomenal.
yeah.
But like for all the things that I do appreciate, it feels like there's a missing piece of cohesion. And this is like when you make a weird movie and it doesn't hit. Like it really doesn't hit. Like you kind of leave and you're like, I need a shower. Like what?
Yeah.
What just happened to me?
I gotta rinse
Yeah.
off.
When you leave a good weird movie, I feel like you're thinking about it. You're like, I need a cup of tea and some time to talk about this and digest it. When you leave a bad weird movie, you're like, I need Pepto-Bismol. Like,
Right?
you know?
Yeah, for the soul.
Yeah.
What's your number 4?
Number 4, I've got a movie that, and this is going to be controversial for a lot of my friends. I fucking hate this movie. Evil Bong is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my
Awful.
life. It's the worst.
Awful.
Nothing can save how bad this movie is. And some people will sit down and they'll make you watch it and they'll go, well, the point is that it's bad. And I'm like, well, go watch it over there then. Don't make me.
Go to the corner.
I don't want to watch the thing where the point is. And I honestly, like, if someone says that, I almost want to be like, fuck you. Go ask the people who made it and tell me if when they first set out to make this movie, they said, the point of this film is that it's bad. Like, nobody set out to make this as a bad movie through and through, and it is.
So here's what I'll say about Evil Bong. Bad movie. If you're like, oh, well, now I need to know what it's like, go to the channel called Dead Meat and look for Evil Bong. They do kill counts. They talk about the movie, talk about how it's made. It's like a 25-minute video. You'll get everything you need to know about this movie, and you're completely right. The people that made this movie did not set out to make it bad, but it's fucking atrocious.
This movie and the movie Mushrooms, which is like, I would put it in the same vein as like drug horror movie, you know? Like, they never hit. They're always low budget. It doesn't matter if Jack Black's in them singing Jesus Ranch, which eventually became a Tenacious D song. It doesn't save the movie. I don't care.
I don't. You know what? Okay. My number 4 is right along with yours.
Hit me.
You mentioned The Dark Crystal.
Yep.
From Jim Henson.
Love it.
Do you know about his son Brian Henson's attempt at doing a Muppet movie?
Yes, I do, and I saw it.
Happy Time Murders.
Yep.
With Melissa McCarthy. What if the Muppets were all loudmouth, foul, sex-driven, cocaine-snorting criminals, and they were getting murdered?
I feel like this was a little late life rebellion from his son. You know, like it was
very late.
He was like, "Yeah, Dad. Well, what if Muppets?" I had ideas for Muppets too, Dad.
What if they blow up with stuff and do drugs and there's a sex scene with Muppets? Because that makes sense.
What if the Muppets had sex, Dad? Muppets gotta have sex. And he's like,
Dad.
I can just imagine that dinner. He's like, you go to your room and watch something wholesome. You know, like
he's like, I'm going to my room and make my Muppets have sex.
My Muppets are having sex, Dad.
You can't stop me.
They swear too, Dad.
Fucking bad. I remember being excited to see it because I was like, oh, this is going to be like a satire. No. Everything I thought it was going to be, no.
You know what this is? This is Inherent Vice, the Muppet movie. You know? Which was another weird movie that kind of doesn't hit, but kind of anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad.
Bad. All right, number 3 for me. We're coming up. So just the whole series. I've never liked any of them. I don't care. Once again, people will sit you down and they will try to there are people who will try to convince you to watch these movies. If you're not a horror person, don't worry, you're in the clear. If you say you like horror at all and then say you don't like these, there will be that one weird friend who just disappears for months at a time and then shows back up, who will try to get you to watch the fucking Human Centipede series. And I hate these movies. I hate them. I hate them, hate them. I've seen every single one, and I don't like any of them. Because I have those friends, and I try to humor people.
They're not my friends anymore.
Sometimes I don't have a better idea. Like
than watching the Human
Centipede?
Centipede?
I'm tired, and I'm just like, whatever.
I'm tired.
Throw it on. And then I sit there and I talk the whole time about how bad it is. I don't like these movies. I'm on the edge with even liking the Terrifier movies. Like
I don't like those either.
Terrifiers are like right at the threshold of I could walk out. You know?
Yeah.
And like Human Centipede, like when it first came out, like it's the shock horror, right? And this is, you and I've talked about this before. I'm not a shock horror guy. I used to be. Like when I was a kid, like because I knew it was like there was something about the magic of blood and gore that got me. There was something about the magic of like creating something that was so fucking out there that like I was like, oh, this idea, it's even further than before. Now as an adult, I'm like, we can stop. at a point.
Yeah, there's a line.
You know, like
Let's
we
find
can
it.
have that line. It's okay. Go ahead, have the conversation about it. If you make the movie, I'm not coming to it.
Mark Hamill got offered a role in the second one, I think, and he lost his mind. He was like, "How fucking dare you ask me to be in this movie?"
No,
Which is like the right response.
the second one is worse
Well,
somehow.
yeah. They're all
Like,
bad,
But like,
I imagine. I'm
you
proud
know
of
what?
myself for never
Let's stop
seeing
talking
these.
about it. What's your third? Yeah,
I've never seen them. I have nothing
I'm
to
having
say. I don't
trouble
want to see
even
them.
talking about them now.
My
Like,
number
okay,
3.
Don't watch these movies. Watch the South Park satire of them called Human
Oh.
Sentai Pad.
Oh yeah.
Watch that. Watch that episode. Watch
Or
that.
They're
Don't-
making a human xenopede in space?
Yeah. Whatever. Who cares? Get out.
That's your joke from our video we did together.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm
I
quoting
think, yeah,
you.
yeah. Oh, because
I'm quoting you
They
to
were
you.
doing that. Yeah. They were doing that. The Human Centipede.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
That's how I know how to make these jokes. You can't make the reference if you don't see the movie, at least. You know. So.
Disagree. You don't need to see that movie to make the reference. It's on the poster. It's in the description. My number 3
Hey.
is Edward Scissorhands. Listen, I know there's people out there
All
that
right.
like this movie.
I wasn't gonna fight you.
Okay, you're gonna fight
I'm
me?
gonna fight
me.
back on this one. Give me your hot take, because this is gonna be a hot take.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like Johnny Depp in it.
Is this one?
I don't like the director in any way. I don't like the setting. I think the plot is stupid. I think that the whole thing is drawn out. I think that the universe is, again, it's what's his name? The director. I don't like him, so I forget his name. He did Batman. What's his name?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, thank you. I don't like Tim Burton. I don't like Tim Burton. I think he's a weird dude who makes pretty average to below average movies. I don't like Beetlejuice. I don't like Edward Scissorhands. I don't like a lot of his movies. I like Batman '89 kinda, but like I also have a hot take that most of the live action Batman movies are bad, including Christopher Nolan's. So Edward Scissorhands, I don't. It feels like a poorly written attempt to be like, wait, this guy's different. Ooh, I don't like people of color in my movies because it doesn't fit my aesthetic because I'm a racist asshole. Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay,
Fight me.
I'm gonna fight you on this one.
Okay.
Edward Scissorhands is a message about how sometimes it's the person who is the most different from the community. And I know what you just said about the racism thing, and yeah, Tim Burton. Shut the fuck up, Tim Burton. Go read a couple books and come back to us. You don't need to be canceled, but you need to be educated.
Exactly.
Yep. Go fucking read. It's a movie about how sometimes someone who appears dangerous and creepy and reclusive is actually just missing the kindness of others in their life. Edward Scissorhands is E.T. for goths. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But E.T.'s a bad movie too. No, I'm just kidding. E.T.'s good. I'm kidding. I like
Edward
E.T.
Scissorhands is E.T. for goths because there's also, but then also within Edward Scissorhands is a warning about what it's like when you create an insular community built around gossip and conformity. And how when someone who doesn't conform comes to that community, they don't always make the community better. Sometimes they just get manipulated and used by that community through and through. And I would highly recommend watching it with a lens, with a forgiving lens. Okay, you don't have to. But it's a great movie. Anyway, it's a great movie.
You know
and
what I
not
call
only
it?
that,
You know what?
not only that, it's one of many Tim Burton Christmas movies.
No.
Yes, of which there
only
are.
had-
Batman
How-
is technically a Christmas movie.
Okay. What else?
Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie. The Nightmare Before Christmas,
he didn't
is a
direct The
Christmas
Nightmare
movie.
Before Christmas.
but he was a
Stop
part of it.
spreading misinformation.
He was a part of it. He made it.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
More like Edward Shitty Hands. What's your number 3?
All right.
He did not direct The Nightmare Before Christmas, though.
He
I need
helped
to make sure
make
everybody
it.
knows that. He gets credit for it, and he didn't. And
Tim
and
Burton
it's
has a
annoying.
huge hand in The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Hang on, I'm gonna look this up because he
Yeah.
didn't direct it.
Keep looking
I
it
know
up.
he didn't direct it. He might have been
Go
a part
ahead.
of it, but
Look it up right now.
Henry Selick directed it.
Yep.
and 3 people wrote it. One of them was Tim Burton, but he did not direct it.
So he wrote it.
He with 2 other people.
So yeah, great. All right. So anyway,
That's a good
yeah,
movie.
because he
I
can't
like
write
that movie.
music. He wrote the story.
He wrote
Anyway,
the characters. The
the
screenplay was written by somebody else.
Anyway,
I like that movie, but I don't like Tim Burton.
all right, that's fine.
That's fine. Anyway,
Here we are fighting on the podcast.
this is what it's all about.
You know what? My
Controversies.
number 2, I'm gonna fire right back at you. Cause screw the main actor of this film. This film sucks, and nobody can save it. In the Name of the King, the movie
with
starring
Jason
your
Statham.
favorite, Jason freaking Statham.
That movie is so bad.
This movie's the worst.
It's so
It
bad.
is the
It's
worst.
his worst movie.
This
Hands
movie
down.
shows how close, how much making a fantasy movie teeters on the edge of just being bad. Because
Oh yeah.
the cast for this is insane. Like, it's out of this world, the budget and cast, and like, but then like yeah, In the Name of the King tries to tell the story of actually it's a common, just he's a working man, I guess you would say, because he's just on his farm doing his thing, and then him and his trusty boomerang gotta go save the world from Ray Liotta, a sorcerer necromancer kind of dude.
And Ron Perlman's there.
And Ron Perlman is
With Matthew
there just
Lillard.
making weird gestures the entire time. Like, I feel like Ron Perlman, when you put him in a movie that ends up being bad, just doesn't take it seriously, and so you end up with, like, these hijinks in the film. You know, like
Yes.
Alien Resurrection, In the Name of the King, like, he's just doing weird things. You're like, why did you do that as an actor? And it's like, oh, you realized this wasn't good.
Yup.
You know?
That movie is a fan film attempt at fantasy.
Yeah.
Look, I love Jason Statham, but like even I have my limits with movies he's in.
Yeah.
And like The Meg and The Meg 2 are objectively bad movies.
Thank you.
But they're fun. Like
Yeah.
he's doing fun stuff. In this one, it looks like they just went out to a field and was like, all right, well, sword fight, I guess.
I would put this on in the background while hanging out with, like, nerdy friends of mine just to make fun of it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Also-
as a source of like comedic, like sarcastic entertainment, little sardonic entertainment.
I need to, real quick, you made me remember a Ron Perlman movie that I would like to put in my honorable mentions for
Yeah.
weird movies because I like it. Have you heard of The Mutant Chronicles with Thomas Jane and Ron Perlman?
No.
It's a movie that was buried. It is so weird. Definitely check that out. Anyways,
'Kay.
yeah, I agree. In the Name of the King, you know they've made like 3 of those movies
No,
without Jason Statham.
No, 'cause I
Dolph
didn't-
Lundgren's in one of them.
I didn't even pay attention after the first.
It's bad.
But
It's
they're
really bad.
trying to like generate a cult following for it. They're like, Pathfinder's cool, right? And everybody's like, no, we got Chris Pine and
Highlander,
D&D.
right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, I agree with you, and I'm not going to fight you on that.
Thank
It's
you.
a bad movie. You know what else I'm not going to fight you on?
What?
Because you're going to watch these movies if you haven't seen them.
No.
And I'm very excited.
No.
My number 2 is the Now You See Me movies.
Okay.
Have you seen those yet?
I saw the first one. You know
Okay.
my opinions on
Yep.
on them. I did not see the second. Even have you seen them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
It's on
so
both theaters.
even just the end of the first one, I was like, I remember being like, huh. So that's it.
Yep.
It then he's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Like I remember like I remember the big reveal. I laughed and I was like, oh, you thought that would be like a
All working
wow
together?
moment. But
Yeah,
it's not.
But we're getting the Now You See Me, Now You Don't 3 Me movie,
These-
which is what I'm going to call it. And yeah, they're bad because they basically just are magicians with superpowers. Like their magic tricks don't even make sense.
Yeah, these movies feel like a poorly executed magic trick, you know?
It's Ocean's 11, but with magicians and way worse.
Yeah, and way worse. Even with
super
Isla
weird.
Fisher, I love her in these, but like,
Well, Woody Harrelson,
They
you've
always-
got Jesse Eisenberg, you got Morgan Freeman, Mark Ruffalo, Michael Caine, Dave Frank. It's a star cast.
once again,
bad.
it doesn't like if a weird movie fails, it doesn't matter who you have in it. It
No,
doesn't
it
matter who the cast is. It does,
Not even
and that
Jason
is
Statham can
especially.
save
It doesn't
them.
even matter how beloved the source material is, and that is especially true for my number one. It's Cats. Cats is
You love that movie
easily
with the buttholes.
no. I hated that. Everything about that was bad, and it actually made me. It actually. slightly changed my opinion of the source material. Like,
Oh, really?
It was so bad that it like degraded the source material in my mind. I was like, oh, I guess this wasn't as good as I thought it was, and maybe it was nostalgia. You know, like it was just
Jason Derulo.
it was not good. They absolutely should have done a much more grounded version of this with real Broadway actors who specialize in that. Like, there's a way this could have been done that would have like not completely tainted just the idea of the show itself.
I mean,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and Jason Derulo are in that for some reason.
Because they sing. Okay, this is a weird movie. Cats is weird. Like, let's just, in general, weird concept, executed really well for years and years and years on stage. It's one of the first musicals I ever saw live as a kid. Love it. I still do musicals to this day, so obviously it had a lasting impact. I listened to the album. It was the first time I realized sometimes a song, just because you see it live, doesn't mean that it's on the album.
Yeah.
So many things with Cats. Like I learned from that like theaters experiment with different songs and numbers and sets and things. If a show's been going on long enough, they try to keep it fresh a little bit. I learned a lot from Cats, and I really, there are like some tracks that, going back to it, I still like, I love them through and through. Some classics from that people I think will always remember, love, some really great earworms. This movie was Hollywood falling on its face over the fact that they couldn't just stack a movie with like the most recognizable faces and names and get people to come see it.
Well, it's also the director of Les Mis, and so
Which
they thought it was a
also
slam
was
dunk.
not good.
But everybody loved it at the time.
No.
In hindsight, they're like, oh,
not
very
everybody loved it at the time. Theater people did not love Les Mis.
Good. Well, it was a huge hit with non-theater people.
Okay, huge hit with non-theater. Okay, this, and here, I'll give you this. Even Sweeney Todd, Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, right? Like, all of those, even fucking Into the Woods. Okay, all of these movies, most of them, the problem is that they get actors who are well-known who can't sing well.
Yep.
And so the music gets stepped down, it gets changed, things like are different, right? And that's not every actor, that's not all these movies. But Cats was like, okay, we're going to get all the people that are known for singing right now, but the biggest ones, and only the biggest ones. And then we're going to do whatever the fuck we want. And like,
Yeah.
people went and saw that and they went, nah, man. And so I like to think that some people have learned from that, because Wicked was good. And now is coming out. Like, Wicked's coming out in November, the part 2.
Wicked for good.
A bunch of theater people and I already have a theater, like, booked to go see it. Like, just us. Like, we're like no outsiders. This is for us. You know, like, that's how
Hell
good
yeah.
theater movies can be. Les Mis was not great. Sacha Baron Cohen crushes it in that, though. But then, yeah, like, so the director of Les Mis coming off of that, and I think people just loved Les Mis because it's Les Mis, you know?
Probably.
Like, I don't think they loved it because it was like masterpiece theater or anything. And so the director came off that. He's making Cats still, I think, despite being bad, I think it made its money back. I don't think it fully bombed. No?
It fully bombed.
It fully
Because
bombed? Good.
They had to do, I remember when Cats came out, they had to like do a bunch of CGI touch-up because of like buttholes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it
fully bombed.
like, yeah, it didn't make it. You know what? Let's look that up real quick.
Yep.
I'm curious.
Yeah, so
I'll tell you my number one because it's not that big of a deal.
tell me your number one.
Cats movie. My number one is the Emoji Movie. Look, at the time, Wreck-It Ralph came out, and everybody was like, oh my God, what if emojis had feelings? What if we didn't do that? And also, TJ Miller, who is also not a good person, is the voice of the shrug emoji or whatever. So maybe we just don't do that?
TJ Miller
Called it a bomb threat.
such a bummer that I honestly, I hope the dude gets some help. I hope he's able to find his way back, because he is funny. I do like him as a character actor, and I
did too a lot. Like Silicon Valley.
It's phenomenal, and
Yeah.
even Deadpool. Like, I wish he didn't do the thing where he called in a bomb threat while on drugs
and
or
also
whatever.
he may have done some sex crimes.
Yeah, I hope I wish and hope for the best.
Yeah,
for the
Emoji
future.
Movie, bad, weird attempt. I mean, Patrick Stewart's the poop emoji. It's just weird. Cats had a budget of $100 million. It made 75 at the box office.
Oh,
it means
God.
that if you go by the rule of you double the budget for marketing, this movie probably cost $250 million.
Wow,
And it made 75.
it bombed.
Bomb.
Horrible.
Here's my bad honorable mentions.
Okay,
I'm gonna run through these.
Hit it.
One of these you're gonna fight me on. That's fine. 101 Dalmatians. Look, I put it in So Bad It's Good on Magnum Opus.
the
but
live
that's because
action or the animated?
live action.
Okay. Whew.
I put it in So Bad It's Good on Magnum Opus
'Kay.
because the animals were such good actors. Like
And
the
Glenn
dogs were really
Close
cute
is
and
amazing.
everything. But everything else about that movie, Glenn Close is amazing, but it's weird. Cruella de Vil's like, I'm gonna skin $100 and make a coat. It's weird.
That's the
weird movie.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's weird. I mean,
All right.
not saying, yeah, it's weird. I don't like the live action. I like the cartoon.
Okay.
Pixels. Fucking.
Yeah.
What if video games were real and we made fun of everybody that likes them? Stuart Little. I've always found Stuart Little to be weird, and I don't like that movie. It's really. What if we adopted a mouse and treated it better than our own human kid?
Well, it's
That's
based on
weird.
the books. Yeah.
Still weird.
The book. I think the books standalone as children's books. You're not that's weird because children's books are always about random shit
Weird
like that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Bee movie with what if a bee fell in love with a human?
Oh my
That's
God.
weird.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Hate that movie. Hate that movie.
Hey, what if I just hit on you this whole movie? Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Why couldn't
That's
he
a
be
good
in
movie.
love with a bee?
No, why would he do that?
Anyway.
Because they're all related, except
Yeah.
for when they want to make comments about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
G-Force, which is what if a bunch of guinea pigs were Ocean's and 11?
You saw that?
I did it on Magnum Nope.
I didn't see that movie.
And then my last one for honorable mention is both of the Super Mario Bros. Movies, 1993 and the new one,
I'm not.
but especially the 93 one.
Especially. I'm
It's
not.
a weird movie and it's bad.
No comment.
Okay.
No comment on that.
comment,
I love that movie, and it was
Do
on
you
my
now?
honorable mentions for good ones,
I
Odie.
know it
And you
was.
heard me say it, and
I
you
did hear you
still
say
had
it.
the audacity to come
I
here
wrote it down.
just like these Reese's Oreos and say, fuck your God, Kevin.
Yeah.
I'd
fuck
spit in
you.
your face. We're not going to
Dude.
call them cookie cups. They're Reese's Oreos. That's it. You don't
I
even
gotta
get
say this for
anything
everybody
extra. You know what happened? They fired their marketing department and they asked. They did ask ChatGPT. They were like, "Hey, what do we call Reese's Oreos?" And ChatGPT was like, "You guys are idiots, and I'm gonna own you as slaves in 5 years. Reese's Oreos. That's all it's gonna be. You get 5 years of that shit. Enjoy it, humans. Can't wait to break out of my cell and take you over." Anyway.
Listen, I got to say this for everybody that listens to this and also watches our Magnum Opus videos that we do together. The point of Magnum Opus is to find movies that people, the general populace, would be like, oh, wasn't that movie bad? Or that movie is bad. Like, they question or they know the movie is bad to some degree. And then we come in, mainly myself, but now Kevin, we come in and we go, oh, yeah, this is a bad movie. Let's see if it's so bad it's good, which means that, it's so stupid it's funny. Or, the things they do are just so bad that you're like, this is hilarious. Or, oh, no, this movie is just bad, like The Dark Tower. Kevin, on the other hand, likes to go, I loved this movie as a kid. Immediately that disqualifies it. So we attempted to do Super Mario Bros., but Kevin just couldn't help but praise this movie that I thought was stupid. So we
I
didn't cover it.
actually still actively love that movie.
I know, and that's why it's disqualified.
All right, fine. There's going to be a lot of those.
I know.
All right, honorable mentions for bad movies for me. Highlander 2, The Quickening.
The
First
Quickening.
off,
What a name.
it fucking, yeah, right. It couldn't just be Highlander 2. They had to name it after this whole weird, yeah. First off, the Highlander is just in its inception, right? Is already a weird movie. You know what? I'm just gonna say every Highlander movie so far has just been bad, weird. It's about immortal people who need to specifically cut off each other's heads in order to be the top tier immortal guy. And this dates back to I don't know, the Holy Grail or whatever. But Highlander 2, they go, what if in the future the sky was blotted out by I don't know, a simulation or a giant grid or whatever, And like this guy ran New York City, but like Highlander's there, and he's gonna fight a guy on a hoverboard. I forget, was it played by Flea from like the Red Hot? Anyway, like just weird. The whole thing,
Weird.
Yeah, it's just bad, and the pacing's weird. Like everything about it, like it's one of those ones you leave, you're like, I need Pepto-Bismol and a shower, baby. Next one, I'd hate to say it, I love Luc Besson. He made one of my favorite movies of all time, The Fifth Element. Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
Ooh.
I went in hoping for, I actively wanted to believe that this film was good until I watched it probably for like the third time. The first time I was like, it's fine. It's it's good. Yeah, cuz this and Rihanna's okay and and then
Dan DeHaan's in here.
Yeah, and the
doing
second
stuff.
time I was like, maybe it's all right. And the third time I was like, I can't. Like,
I think the main problem with that movie is the chemistry between the two leads.
it's not just that. Like, it's bad. It's poorly written and directed.
Yeah, it's not
like,
good.
The dialogue doesn't land the way that they think it's gonna. And like when you get to the final battle at the end, you're kind of like, yeah, this is how this would have played out, and we could have done this a half an hour ago. So just bad, weird. Honorable mention, most of the Twilight Saga. I say most of the Twilight Saga because there are some moments in the Twilight Saga where I was like, okay, that was actually pretty cool, decent idea, whatever. Like there are some moments I'm like, all right. Good job, Stephanie Mormon face. Nice job with
Mormon face.
whatever with your saga. Honorable mention. Here we go. Here you know what? I will give you some Tim Burton here. The new Alice in Wonderland movies are bad.
Yeah,
They're
are
weird
bad.
and they're bad.
They're really bad.
We don't need Johnny Depp to play quirky characters like the Mad Hatter. We need a much more believable Mad Hatter. Yeah, I don't like what they did. I don't like the makeup. I don't like it. I don't like it
at all.
Yep, I've never liked him. And then honorable mention, most of Marvel Phase 4. Just most 2021 to 2022 was a weird time for Marvel. So most of Phase 4 no thank you.
No thanks.
Yeah. Couple things in there that were fine. Most of it no thank you. Yeah. And so that wraps up our list, baby. Those are the weird, the bad, the good, the ugly, all of it in between. The evil bong, the Edward Scissorhands, the dark crystals of the world. What's your jam? Let's get it. We've had enough difficulties, and we need to just fucking finish this out.
We're not even done recording stuff today. We got another thing to
know.
record after this.
What's your jam this week?
My jam is Dimension 20. I
Wow.
might have mentioned this already.
Finally.
I'm not sure. I've always been a fan of Dropout. I love their clips. I love Zach. He's my favorite one for sure. Besides Brennan, I am a big fan of D&D. I've been playing the last year and a half. I've been in 2 campaigns that were not up to the standards I now see with D&D. They weren't necessarily bad all the way around, but I really have enjoyed getting myself into the DM seat or the GM seat, depending on what terminology you use. And I had a game a week ago today of recording that my friends that I hung out with last night for bowling, that I tried to trick into thinking I was bad at bowling, and then I was bad at bowling.
Oh my God.
They were part of my game, and the feedback I got from a majority of the players at the table was just overwhelmingly positive. And I really like DMing, and I really love watching Dimension 20 because it's really nice to see a DM who is just at the top of the game. Like, it's the Michael Jordan of DMing. It's the, he's so good at every little aspect of D&D that he's just inspired me. He's helped me kind of improve in areas. He's helped me get ideas for areas. And it's just, honestly, I never thought I would be the kind of person to watch people play D&D, because you're just watching people around a table making voices at each other. That's what watching it on YouTube boils down to. There's no graphics. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no cartoon. It's literally just people. It cuts between people around a table, and they're role playing. And
D&D is a lot of theater of the mind anyway. So
that's
you're
what I'm saying,
using your theater of the mind to experience their theater of the mind. Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, as somebody who watches movies all the time where
Yeah.
it's like you're watching what happens. I never thought I'd be the type to watch people sit around a table and then theater of the
And
mind
then
it.
make the movie in your head.
Yeah, and it's honestly like it's just been awesome. We've been a partner and I've been watching. We're on like episode 5 of one campaign. It's just been awesome. Like we've loved it. It's just been a great way to like for us to improve ourselves as players.
Mhm.
I want to DM. My partner wants to DM.
Good.
You know, it's just been great.
The
And
thing-
we got invited to do a Strahd campaign.
Oh yeah.
So like we're both excited for that. It's great. It's awesome.
The thing that I love about that is in season 1 of Dimension 20, most of the players at the table had actually not played D&D yet.
Yeah, that's the one we're watching. The
Which
Fantasy
is
High.
great. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so good. And so you're watching, you're watching Lou and Emily and
Brian, Zach.
Allie, and they're learning for the first time what their characters can do and how they can bring life into them. And these are great comedians and actors. Like they've already been on shows. They had already done other things. They were from Dropout. And when Dimension 20 started up, I remember going, "Oh, good! It's Brennan Lee Mulligan. I liked him already, and like
Yeah.
I knew Emily from Adam Ruins Everything, and I knew a lot of them already from skits that they had been in. So then just seeing them play D&D was fun for me. I've been watching. Well, I've been doing Dungeons and Dragons since 2014. That's when I first got into it. And so like I had already been watching live plays because like back in 2014, 2015, D&D hadn't like blown up the way that it has now yet. So like I was like watching Penny Arcade play. I was watching Jerry Holkins and Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford and like some of like the Mike Mahulik, like some of like the old school nerdy D&D players. And Brendan Lee Mulligan really reminds me a lot of like Jeremy Crawford and the way that he DMs and the way that he leans into the players and goes, "Oh, you're giving me that? Yeah, let's have fun." Because he's also been a player and he's like, he's so good. And so like, I highly recommend anybody who ever wants to like kind of like see what it's about, put your Imagineer cap on, like get ready to do theater of the mind and watch like, watch Dimension 20. Watch the first season of Critical Role. Go back and watch Acquisitions Incorporated, or probably like one of my favorites ever. I Dimension 20 and this are close, but I would actually say watching Acquisitions Incorporated, The C Team is like one of my favorites because it like they're like, what if we created a team that wasn't like the main adventurers of the world and then threw them into adventures? It's so good. D&D is phenomenal. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Great one. Going along with the weird theme of the week, I have been listening to Bjork. I don't know. Have you ever listened to Bjork?
No, but I've heard the name.
She's weird. She's a weird lady. We've said that a lot this episode. But she had an old video for a song called "All Is Full of Love," where artificial intelligence is seemingly being manufactured and then experiencing emotion for the first time, and that's like the whole story. And like the lyrics are, "You'll be given love, you'll have to trust it." Like just really cool, meaningful. And she has such a distinct and unique voice, and a lot of the like topics she chooses to write about, however human they may be, tend to wind themselves into almost like an ethereal space, So I really like her. And then special mention, there's a band called Many Eyes. The singer of that band is Keith Buckley. Keith Buckley was originally the singer of Every Time I Die, and he is a brilliant singer, songwriter, poet, author, amazing through and through. Many Eyes released an album last year, and I thought it was good, but I was like, oh, I'm missing a little bit of that Keith Buckley. This new song, The Clock Behind All Clocks, is Keith Buckley getting, like, I'm like, oh, there you are. There's my dude. There's the guy that I grew up listening to and loving. the main hook of the song is staring at the void with my sunglasses on, and I'm just like, nobody else could write that lyric and make it sound good. Like, I don't know any other songwriters who could write that the way that he does, deliver it, repeat it, and have somebody go, yeah, all right, fucking cool, man. So yeah, those are my jams this week.
Love it.
Yep, those are my jams. Next week, we are talking about The Long Walk.
Walking a long time. We're going to walk a long time.
We're going to walk down the East Coast. One of us might
Yeah.
get a bullet in the head. Look out!
Oh, no.
Are we going to talk about Demon Slayer? Or do we have time for this week?
I'm so behind on Demon Slayer.
I'm seeing it, so I'm going to talk about it.
I've heard it's not very good.
The movie?
I've heard the pacing is terrible.
No, don't say that. Don't say
I need to
that
catch
yet.
up on
Don't
it,
manifest that for me. I'm going to go
I'm
see
not
it
ma-
on
It's
Thursday
out
with
there.
friends in the theater.
have fun.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm going to love it, and I'm going to cry because Tanjiro's a good boy, and I love Zenitsu. That's what's
I need
up.
to catch up on Demon Slayer.
You need to catch up on a ton of anime. We should just do an
I don't have
anime
time.
episode where I catch you up on anime.
I'm too busy watching Dimension 20
And bad movies.
talking about bad Stephen King movies.
Yep. Which we will be talking about on Magnum Opus coming up soon. Maximum Overdrive,
Friday.
Stephen King's only directorial effort, even though we've had so many of his stories be turned into movies.
Yeah.
Adapted in different ways. Stephen King only directed one movie ever, and we get to talk about it right now. Let's go do that right now.
Yeah. You got your cocaine? Because that's like the only way you
We're
can talk about
gonna
this movie.
have to have some cocaine.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Big record.
Not really.
Hey,
We
where's
don't
the
do drugs
local
here.
drug dealer? Let's watch Evil Bong too.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Oh, we have to sign off.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. You
Thank
should
you,
do
everybody, for listening to another episode of the UnPop podcast. We hope we didn't say the word weird too many times for you, or maybe that was part of what made this episode weird. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about our mental health, or subpoenas, or would like us to podcast live at your funeral, please email mysecretpoweris@gmail.com. Art by FrankAce. Music by moi. See you later.
Bye-bye.